You're the one arguing for.
You're the one arguing for censorship.
Yes.
I mean, I don't really mind that stuff.
So if we're talking about a book like, in particular, there was one called, there's a teacher who provided a book to her middle schoolers called This Book is Gay. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
I have heard. That's actually a very good book.
And it provides instruction on she provided instruction to children on how to use adult gay anonymous sex apps. Yeah, I don't think that's appropriate. Now look, by all means, you can be in favor of them.
Maybe she had a child. Maybe she had a child in her classroom
who wanted to go on Grindr and have sex with adults. Is that your argument?
No, I mean I'm not saying that. First of all, I don't know. Again, this is
why would a 10-year-old need Grindr?
This is the thing that you do though, Tim.
Oh, that
You're
I do.
picking specific examples that
you
are
asked
inflammatory.
You asked me for one.
Okay, then go ahead. I did.
We have the book.
Yeah, I'm.
I said don't show children jobs.
Look,
you said you appreciate it.
I'm not in favor of censorship.
How did the left go from make sure everybody has equal rights, if there's two consenting adults and they're in love, let's make sure they can get married, and then suddenly we turn around and see that they're arguing in favor of supplying predators with prey? Because I don't care what type of censorship argument, acceptance argument, or whatever rationale that brought you into inclusion, no matter what. Once your argument becomes, hey, there's this adult hookup app, and here's why kids should be on it, you've officially lost the general public. Because like many of these liberal activist movements, they're based on something that 99.9% of all people can agree on, like Black Lives Matter. Of course that sounds good, why wouldn't they? But suddenly that turns into a Marxist revolution that wants to dismantle law and order and the nuclear family. A lot of people don't agree with that, but the average person just doesn't want to be labeled the bad guy, so then they just go along with it. And the same thing is happening with Pride today, with 99% of people agreeing that adults should be able to do whatever they want with other consenting adults, but somehow this movement's getting hijacked with people that specifically want to target kids. And Frontlines covered the Pride parades in New York City that marched kids in the parade that included Girl Scouts of Greater New York and a public elementary school, which by itself seems somewhat benign, but combine that with the march in New York where they specifically chant, "They're here for the kids." And this is nothing new, as previously a group wrote, produced, performed, and released to the public a song stating essentially the same thing.
We're coming for your children.
Now, I'm not saying that everyone in that community is actively seeking kids, but the issue is, nationwide, predators are using the veil of pride to get away with activities that they normally could not. In Minnesota, a man went in his underwear to twerk in kids' faces. In New York City, women stripped naked in a fountain with kids. And in Seattle, a group of men ride their bikes completely nude, all in front of kids. It simply bewilders me that any of these activities, done not in the context of a pride celebration, are felonies. But people have been bullied by the word bigot so successfully, they're actually cheering it on. And it's not just those attending the parades. Popular leftists online are slamming conservatives for simply calling out the insanity, stating seeing naked people on bikes, quote, isn't going to have much of an impact on them, with others stating that the right will just use this footage to win elections. And even leftist former TV stars stated that they shouldn't censor themselves because the right would just generate images of it anyways. And how many times do we see this same chain of reasoning from them? It goes from, it's not happening, to, it happened, but not frequently, until it's finally, yeah, it happens all the time, but stop noticing it. Just look at Savannah Hernandez calling out the New York fountain situation. People rush to tell them that no kids were involved, but when Sav shows the many instances where they were, Hernandez just gets bashed by more activists for noticing. And the sad part is, I know people that thoroughly enjoy the Pride movement. They oftentimes come from immigrant families with very traditional beliefs, and they finally find a sense of belonging there. But at no point in time do they demand there's not enough kids involved. It's just that you have these radical leftist activists that refuse to let you call out the bad actors. And then it's only a matter of time before the entire group gets hijacked. Just watch them try to coax Tim into silence about something simple as crime.
And the story is exaggerated or manipulated in an effort to sway people into believing one political faction over the other. You are engaging in a hoax.
I mean, isn't that what you guys do when you post like extreme videos of crime and things like that?
We don't do that. What are you talking about?
I mean, you respond to videos that are taken completely out of context, isolated instances.
I don't think you watch the show because that doesn't sound
I
like
mean,
what
I
we
do a little bit.
No, you don't, because
Yeah,
we don't
I
do
do.
that.
Yeah, yes, you do.
Well, that's not true because we don't do that.
You show
Especially,
subway crime to talk about these inflated crime numbers. Crime is down in New York City in 2023.
And that just checks off all the boxes of a shallow argument. Stating that crime is down is easily accomplished by cherry-picking data points. Not to mention that it's very easy to simply juke the stats by not reporting on crimes correctly, and I can give several examples of that happening in Los Angeles right now. But more importantly, they want you to ignore actual examples of crime. Not because these crimes aren't actually occurring, it's just because they simply hurt the narrative. I get that response on my channel all the time. People get upset that I'm commenting on crimes that are actually occurring in our communities. They want to label me a bad person that's targeting people because of their ethnicity. Never mind the fact that in those 12 videos, less than half of those crimes were committed by any particular race. And if someone only clicks the videos of that particular race, it tells you more about them than me. But also the fact that none of those videos are me calling out someone sitting at home enjoying a sandwich or simply driving to work. There's only examples of bad people doing bad things, like these videos of what's happening at these parades nationwide. But for some reason there's a people online that want to call out the people that are noticing atrocities as opposed to the people that are committing atrocities. But at this point in time, you simply can't be afraid of being silenced by those people. That Rick and Morty meme is becoming more relevant every day. Your boos mean nothing because I've seen what makes a cheer. I refuse to be affected by someone calling me a bad person in the comment section if they're just going to turn around and cheer on some old man dancing in his underwear in front of kids. So if you appreciate common sense and concise commentary, hopefully I've earned your subscription, then go check out my video on how Major League Baseball finally took wokeness out of sports.